Hello YouTube people, my dog is in the background. So as of lately I've been arguing with people on the internet because what else am I supposed to do with my time? I have no job except for studying for the GRE, so why not argue with people on the internet? But I'm making this video because I've been thinking a lot about transphobia, because I've been experiencing it on the internet lately. So basically, I'm ignoring that. Someone's trying to call me right now, but I'm gonna ignore it. If they really want me, they can go to voice message if they really desire my attention. I know they're trying to call me because it's on my watch as well. My watch is making noise. Do you hear that? I don't know if you hear that, but I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna deal with the screen. Cool, they're gone now. But so basically, there's a lot of people on my Facebook that are basically all like, we're voting for Trump. And you might ask, Anna, socks, my dear, why do you not just unfriend these people? And I have to tell you, it's mostly because I like to torture myself. No, realistically, it's I have hope in changing their minds. It's only really happened once, but that's one time can do a lot for a person. And so I'm trying to get people to, Daddy, no neighbor's yard for you. I'm trying to make sure people vote in general, because you should vote. You should vote. Go vote. But also trying to make sure they don't vote for Donald Trump. And I've changed a few minds in my internet arguments, but most of the time I just get called mean names. And so the other day I was on someone's page and they were all like, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's pro-life. And I'm like, is he now? What about all of these horrible things he has done? And I listed them off and I'm like, does that sound very pro-life to you? And they were like, well, but he doesn't want babies to be aborted. And I'm like, okay, so you're a single issue voter, so let's unpack that now. Aphrodite, get out of the neighbor's yard. Aphrodite, come on. Sorry. I don't want to put her back inside because I'm outside. She likes to be outside. But I'm like, let's unpack that issue, and then nothing gets solved when you're talking to a single issue voter when it's about pro-life. That's basically end of that story, is they will not change their minds, and it's horribly annoying. But I am trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be like, look, these are the reasons he's bad. These are the things he has done. These are the things he has supported in the past. Realistically, he's probably just supporting pro-life policies to trick you into voting for him, because he has actively said in the past that the Republican Party would be easy to trick and mind control if he just said X, Y, and Z. And so that's basically what he's doing. Oh, now my dog wants inside. Okay, I'm gonna let her inside, but I'm gonna keep talking. And, you know, that's fine and all, that he's a manipulative, lying bastard. As long as you know he's a manipulative, lying bastard. Okay, Didi, come on, inside time for you. Ooh, we got more mail. It's for people that don't live here. But like, as long as you know he's a manipulative, lying bastard, then you're fine. Then we're fine and dandy. But so I was on this person's page, you know, as you do. And they're actually being very respectful back to me. And so I'm like, okay, let's try to keep this respectful. Maybe I can change their mind. Maybe, because this person is in general very nice, most of their views are actually very, it's complicated. They're respectful. That's the end of it, is that they're respectful of pronouns, of names, of sexuality and gender identity. They might not agree with it, but they're respectful. And as someone who was raised in a very Christian background, I have to give props to that, because if you're like, I don't know, it's complicated, because I'm like, on one hand, you have a shitty opinion. On another hand, you also completely respect these persons and respect their bodily autonomy, whatever. But then on the other hand, you're also pro-life and don't respect women. And you're wanting to vote for Donald Trump, and I'm like, okay, but if you vote for Donald Trump, that kind of makes you racist. And they're like, well, but I'm with Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, God, this is confusing. That's basically where I'm at with this one person. And that's fine. You know, sometimes people are complicated, and that's fine. I still think Donald Trump's a racist bastard, and you shouldn't vote for him. And I'm going to be honest about that, and I'm going to say that bluntly, which I did. And I've been very straight up with this person that I'm like, I think you're wrong. But other people on the page came on and started being like, I can tell because of her hair that she's a social justice warrior, and that she's I don't even want to say it, like I'm not even going to say the word, because it includes a word I don't like to say, the R word, if anyone wants to know. And she's super dumb and probably only reads CNN, and I can tell all of that just because of her hair. And I'm like, bitch, I like my hair. Also, the only reason it's short right now, like this short, is because I was sick of how long it was. But you would probably say the same thing about my hair, even if it was longer, because it used to be blue. So whatever, judge me by my appearance, I guess. I don't know. That's their own thing. Because I'm like, okay, they're judging me on my hair right now, and like hypothetically, and this person is claiming to be Christian, mind you. This is a very big thing that they've claimed in their posts, is that they're Christian, and the reason they're voting for Donald Trump is because they're a Christian, and because they believe that he has the most Christian values, blah 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 blah. It goes on, you know. And yet they're basing their judgment on my appearance and not by any of the contents of what I've said. Like, literally, they don't even mention in their first response anything that I said. They're just saying, I can tell by how she looks. And then goes all like, and I think it's a she. And I'm like, oh, you know. So, I don't know if you all know this. You probably do. You've been on my channel long enough. I use whatever pronouns you want. You can call me she, you can call me he, you can call me they. Don't call me it. I'm not a fan of that one. You can call me Z, Zer, whatever. I am very, very gender fluid, to the point that I don't care what pronouns you call me. I just don't want you to correct yourself. Because if you correct yourself, then that makes me feel weird. Because I'm like, now you're labeling me. Whereas if you say he, she, and they all in the same sentence for me, I'm like, all about it. Also, I just kicked my leg up to indicate how all about it I am, but you can only see my face, so I had to say that. But point being is, this person's all like, I think it's a she, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go full blown whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a cheeky bastard, aren't I? And I go off, and by starting with what I just said, and I'm like, I support the riots, and they're like, bet you would. And I'm like, also, I use they, them pronouns, so, you know, whatever. And this was after I had went ahead and been like, yo, you're being very, like, transphobic, homophobic, racist, sexist, etc., because of all of this. And they come out and play this card. They're like, well, I've had black boyfriends and I have a gay uncle, so that means I can't be racist or homophobic. And I'm like, what do you mean? That's like the worst thing you could say right now, because now you, a white person, are over here being all like, oh, because I've dated or because I know people of these experiences, that means that there's no way I can be racist. There's no way I can be homophobic because I know people who have experienced these things. And bam, that's not how that works. All white people are racist. Like, we are working on it. Like, we can be working on it, but there is ingrained racism in our society. There is institutionalized racism, and we all white people benefit from this racism. Like, so I don't know what they were thinking, other than that they were wrong. But they go off, and then they're like, they keep calling me honey and chica, and I hate pet names. Don't know if you know this, I hate pet names so much. Only nickname I've ever had is Phil and Socks, and I gave myself Socks. So yeah, I guess Scooter, my partner, calls me other nicknames, but that's fine. That's because they're my partner. They're allowed to do it. I gave them permission. But I'm just rambling now. Hope that's fine by you. This person is going on, and I'm like, and they keep, when I say I use they, them pronouns, and I'd prefer them not to call me a girl, they start being really transphobic and being all like, oh, well, she, and air quotes, and all like, always putting the female gender emoji at the end of their comments, and a whole bunch of other stuff, and is like, calls me it several times, and I'm like, you're just proving how transphobic you are. And she's like, I'm not transphobic, I just don't understand you. I just think that you're wrong about your identity. And I'm like, what? That is literally transphobia, huh? I don't even know, fam. I don't even know. I had to rant about this because it doesn't make sense. And honestly, what offended me the most, really what got to me the most, was when she claimed that because I said I do hours of research about this stuff, but I bet you wouldn't believe me. And I said that because the thing is, I say I do hours of research on this stuff, like gender equality, racism. I do hours of research on this stuff. That's kind of my whole thing. I don't know if any of you have seen my bookshelf, but it's basically all about racism and gender equality and home and blah, 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 blah. Everything. I do lots of research. I'm really into research. And she is just like, CNN doesn't count as research. And I'm like, I don't even read or watch CNN. Do you read CNN? That's how much I don't CNN. Like, and I say that, and I'm like, look, if you're wanting to talk about news sources, the only place I get my news from is NPR and New York Times. Literally, those are the only two places that I trust news from. Like, I'll read news sources from other pages, but I always do extra research to back them up as, like, actual true facts. I guess I read the whatever the St. Louis newspaper is, but, like, that's all local stuff, you know? So, it's a little different. But I'm like, and I say that, and she just keeps being like, oh, you're just dumb, you don't do any research, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna go read my microbiology textbook. I have important work to do tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're a book club now. I'm going to go read my World War II history book because we're sharing what we're reading. And she's like, and then she comments again after saying she was done. And I'm just like, you're back. Hi. Because her comment next is like, I'm not even going to spend time reading your comment. You're just stupid. And I'm like, okay, why'd you come back then? And she's like, I'm done. I'm going to bed because I have work in the morning. And I'm like, okay, bye. And that's literally like what I comment. And she comes back again. And I'm like, hi, welcome back. Like, and this is all on another person's Facebook post that this is happening. And he's just sitting here like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I want to tell him, you should be defending my gender identity and telling this person to stop being a bitch. But I'm not going to do that because he and I have a complicated relationship. I'm not even going to get into it. But yeah, so that's my story. I've been ranting for 16 minutes about basically nothing that I could have avoided by just not commenting on someone's page, but that doesn't sound like me at all, does it? I'm gonna go ahead and rant about whatever I want. Now, what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna eat hummus with pretzels because that's what I feel like eating, because I'm hungry, because my Uncrustable was not enough of a lunch, apparently. I'm an adult. I'm an adult, guys. I eat Uncrustables for lunch. What do you want from me? I'm gonna go eat hummus because my Uncrustable wasn't enough of a lunch and I'm still hungry. I'm gonna watch The Owl House because I'm an adult and can watch children's cartoons because I feel like it. And then I'm gonna read my World War II history book because I have book club tomorrow and I haven't started the reading for tomorrow yet because I'm good at this. Yeah, that's about it. I love you all. First rant in a while. I'm hoping to get back into doing more of these, honestly. Might take my dog for a walk. That'd be nice. That'd be a nice, relaxing thing to do. But, I love you all. Bye.